So what if getting dressed each day could be a spell? Glamour Magick isn't about looking perfect. It's about clothing yourself in the energy that you want to project for that day. From lipstick sigils to a wonderful spell that we're going to do together later, let's step into some Glamour Magick. So Glamour Magick isn't just about being sexy, though it can be. It isn't about romance, but it can be. It's about enchantment and presence. Having a magnetism about you, something about you that pulls people to your energy. Now that could be because you're a YouTuber and you want people to watch your videos. It could be because you have somebody that you find attractive. It could be that you want carers to treat you a bit better, nurses to treat you better. It could be that you want protection for your day. It could also be that you want to hide away. So you could cloak yourself in clothing that's going to hide you and energy that's going to hide you. I find that Glamour Magick is so great because it's accessible. Anyone can do it, and you can do it as part of your normal everyday things that you have to get done, like washing your face, cleaning your teeth, all that sort of thing can all be brought into Glamour Magick and into your day. Come here, Pudding. You my baby, where you been? Mwah. You can use adorning yourself with clothing, washing your hands or your face, cleaning your teeth as all devotional acts to gods and goddesses, devotional acts to yourself, to your craft, and hello baby. Using your beauty rituals as part of your spellcraft is so accessible and so easy to do. So let's cover ourselves in magic. Each day I think about what I need to get done for the day, and I dress myself in the energy that I want to project or I want to draw towards me. Dressing as part of your daily spell work is so easy to do. It can be easy as picking a purple splint for your wrist because you love purple and it makes you feel fancy and a bit special, and it stops a mobility aid or a medical device feeling like just that. In a past video we covered a new walking stick in sigils and stars, and we made it really magical. There are simple, easy ways to cloak everything that we touch in whimsy and magic. It can be all about little steps to create the life that you want, and for me it's picking jewellery that has magic associated with it, choosing a dress that has beautiful colours on it, flowers because I love flowers, but also predominantly black, which will help protect me and cloak me. And all of these things can be done every single day. It's all about choosing colours and styles of outfits that will make you feel a certain way and will project certain correspondences into your day. This can be things like black for protection and sovereignty, green for abundance or healing. It can be blue for calming and communication, to help you communicate well with nurses and doctors, etc. Little questions like, what energy do I need to have with me today? What archetype do I want to walk with? What do I want to call into my day to have the most enchanting, magical day possible? It's going to be very much like stepping into old Hollywood. Whenever I'm thinking of vintage style and vintage glamour magic, it's always old Hollywood for me. It's all about dressing to be beautiful and to have that sort of energy that they used to project. And it's not all about following fashions necessarily. It's about holding on to and carrying with you the energy that you want to project out into the world. A really important part of any kind of glamour magic is body glamours and sigils. These are really, really important, and it's something that I want to step into more over this coming year. And I think next month we're going to try and make my own oils for confidence and protection and things. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss that, because that'll be coming up in the future. For me, it's all about little things like drawing hearts on body parts that I maybe feel a little bit self-conscious about. It helps me to feel love towards that part of my body, and I can draw that in oils, in ritual oils, in bath foam. I can draw it in with eyebrow pencil or with moisturizers as I'm post-shower rubbing in that moisturizer. It can be things like hearts for self-love. It can be protection sigils. It can be prosperity sigils. Just drawing like a pound signs or dollar signs on your body. And I definitely use these opportunities to really hide that sort of magic away. It's like a secret little thing just for you and your gods and goddesses to know about. So I wouldn't necessarily draw down my arm unless I was going to wear long sleeves, but I might draw it on my stomach or on my bottom or my thighs. Places where people aren't going to see it. It's hidden witchcraft. It's something that you can do very easily that nobody's going to notice. Say you have a carer helping you have a bath, for example. You could easily take your finger through the water and just draw a little heart on your arm. They're not going to notice what you're doing, but you know what you're doing, and it all helps. Every little bit of self-love and attracting that self-love into ourselves and protecting ourselves, drawing abundance to ourselves. It all helps. And I think quite often we think glamour magic is just about being attractive to people, and it can be that, but it very rarely is. When you actually step into it, it can be about so much more. It's remembering that before you leave the house or as you're getting dressed, you are enchanting yourself. You are making sure that you're drawing the energies that you want into yourself. It can be very easy to add certain things into your life. Enchanting jewelry, buying jewelry that has certain crystals, like I wear a lot of crystal jewelry. I buy a lot of crystal jewelry. Knowing colour correspondences helps a lot when picking out what outfits you want, picking out what metals you're going to wear, like gold or silver. Knowing that you can enchant certain pieces of jewelry or certain medical aids for certain things. For example, my walking stick is enchanted for protection and balance. Balance is incredibly important. We all want balance in our life, but also it helps me to stay steadier on my feet when I'm working with this. But I know nowadays a lot of people come across a lot of violence or hatred because they're disabled. Enchanting our walking sticks, our wheelchairs, etc. for protection just adds another layer of protection and helps you feel a little bit safer when you're out and about. Always important. You can also pick certain perfumes or essential oil mixes for certain things like confidence, like protection, but also softness, gentleness, self-love, for helping people to see you in a way that is going to make them look after you better or make them take in how you're feeling. There's so many ways of enchanting yourself, enchanting your bath water, enchanting everything around you, so that if you're just picking up some bath foam to have a bath, that bath foam could even be enchanted with sigils or with essential oils inside it to really bring layers upon layers of enchantments into your day and making sure that your world changes to reflect the things that you want it to reflect. Even your hair, getting it cut in a way that makes you feel beautiful or handsome, a way that is going to help you to feel good about yourself. Dyeing your hair if you fancy a change, as well as picking the colour that you're going to dye your hair. Each one of these things can add another layer onto how you see yourself when you look in the mirror, because really every way that you feel about yourself is reflected out into the universe. Everything that you're projecting into this world is reflected back onto you. So if you come at the world with a feeling of self-love and gratitude and abundance, that is going to be reflected back to you by the universe, creators, gods, goddesses, whatever you want to call the energy, the ether of the world. We also can use the epithets of our gods and goddesses in our Glamour Magick. Most gods and goddesses have more than one name for themselves. I work with Hecate, she has hundreds of names for herself. And I absolutely love using certain names and whispering them to myself, or asking those versions or those epithets of Hecate to come and work with me in that day, or to help me do my makeup nicely, or to help me to learn something like a new skill, like me wanting to learn how to create my own oils. But I think quite often we forget this. We think that it's just about the perfumes and the correspondences, and it is, a lot of it is about that. But we can also be calling upon our deities and using their epithets to really create a beautiful space around us. I know for me, I really want to create a beautiful relationship with every aspect of Hecate. And weaving her into the different types of magic that I practice is a really great way of getting to know all those different ways, all those different sides to her. So research all those different ways. You can even Google whatever deity you work with and Glamour Magick and see how other people are doing it. And if you want me to do a video in the future about the different epithets that I work with when it comes to Glamour Magick and Hecate, let me know. Now, I do just want to touch on the fact that many of my viewers, and myself included, are disabled witches, and we have to think about glamour as being a low spoon kind of magic. It really is. I have a natural soap that I have enchanted and I use to wash my face morning and night, and what's great about it is it moisturizes my face as I go. Now, I do add moisturizer on top, but if I'm having a difficult day, I just have to wash my face, swill and go. But that soap is enchanted so that those things that I've asked that soap to do are going to happen whether I'm able to do extra or not. I can also enchant certain perfumes for healing. You can, if you're very easily allergic to things on your skin, you can actually get little, they're like little perfume bottles that you wear. I'll put a picture up here, but they're necklaces, and they can be great because you can add essential oils into them. I also have like a little locket that you could then fill with, for example, a bit of cotton wool with some essential oils on. Close it up, wear it close to you. That way it isn't touching your skin, but you're still getting the magic. One swipe of lipstick on your lips, even if you're feeling rubbish. I use a lot of coloured lip balm, so it's got a little hint of colour in, and I can wear that on days where I'm not feeling quite right, but it just gives me a bit of colour and makes me feel a little bit more alive. I could also draw a sigil in E45 cream, for example, for healing, and I can also look into an enchanted mirror and say positive affirmations to myself. These are really lovely, low energy little things that we can do even on days where we're struggling, that are really going to help us to feel connected to our magic, but also help us to look a little bit brighter and look a little bit better, or feel a little bit better. I even have like really nice pajamas, because I wear a nightie at night to sleep in, but I have pajamas for those pajama days we all have. And I like to buy really nice pajamas. Like, they're not expensive, but I like them to be pretty. I've got this gorgeous gingham ones this year, and I just like to wear pajamas that are going to make me feel good. And it might seem like a really small thing, but sometimes all I've got to do is wash my face, put a little bit of my lip balm on, put on my gingham pajamas, and I feel like $1 million. Now, speaking of working with an enchanted mirror, I thought it would be really nice together to take this vintage mirror that I got from an antique shop just a few weeks ago, and we are going to do a beautiful spell together with that mirror to get it ready for future endeavours. So grab that cup of tea and let's head over to the witchcraft room. So taking a thrifted mirror, I set it up with some dried roses and rose quartz just to get it going, you know, just to get it charging. Then we went into this beautiful cupboard that I painted, and I got this oils that I've made in the past, some lavender essential oil and some rose essential oil. Setting the mirror and everything aside, we're first going to take one of these beautiful pink candles. You can get pink candles in a lot of places, and I've got some sigils already, but you can draw hearts down the side. That one was a heart, but I chose to do sigils for healing and for self-love, self-care, and just pick some sigils that are really going to speak to you and that you're going to use this mirror for. This is definitely going to be used for my shadow work about how I feel about myself. So I picked sigils that were going to support that feeling, those things that I want to bring in. And that's always the best idea when it comes to adding sigils, but you could again just draw hearts or anything that matters to you down the side of the candle. Then I'm placing it in this antique candle holder that I got from a charity shop. Everything I own is from a charity shop, more or less. So I'm taking some of that oil now, putting it in my palm. You don't need a lot, it's only a small candle. And I'm just going to mix that with the two essential oils, so the lavender and the rose, and you just need a couple of drops really of each. And while I'm doing this, I'm really thinking of my hand being warm with healing, loving energy, and I'm probably muttering words of loving energy over this while I'm doing it as well. But you can sing songs or play songs that you like, that are going to make you feel good, anything that helps. If you struggle with visualization and things like that, do what works, that's what I always say. So then we're rubbing it all together in my palms and then just back and forth on the candle. I don't add things to my candles like herbs and things, but if you do, now would be the time to do that. That candle is now ready to go. So then I've still got the oil on my hands that I've charged and got ready, and in that oil I am going to draw hearts all around the mirror. And yeah, I just really want this mirror to just reflect back to me loving energy. We're lighting the candle now, and this is where the enchantment of the mirror happens. And I'm speaking words over the mirror, touching it and holding it. I'm saying loving things to the mirror, and I'm telling it exactly what I need it to do. I'm charging it up, I'm getting it going, I'm putting my energy from the palms of my hands, and that oil is still on my hands, so it's moving through the oil still, and just whispering beautiful words that I've written. And you can say poems, song lyrics, you can write something yourself or find a quote that you love or an affirmation and whisper them to the mirror so it knows exactly what you need it to do. And there is the fully charged and beautiful mirror, and yeah, it's beautiful. I can't wait to use it. I really hope that you enjoyed that little spell. I think doing these sorts of things together really shows how it doesn't have to be this big, massive ritual. It can be just a couple of little steps. They're going to help you connect to your magic, but also enchant something so that you can use it in the future for all your endeavours. Whether you're in a good place or not, it's always good to do these things. I want you to remember though that Glamour Magick doesn't have to be elaborate. It doesn't have to be for anything other than personal things that you want to do, like protection or confidence or happiness. It can be really simple, really small little steps that are really going to affect your everyday, and that's what my accessible witchcraft is all about. So let me know if you utilise Glamour Magick in this way, and also let me know who your favourite vintage glamour puss from old Hollywood is, because I would love to know. Remember that everyday enchantment can be everyday adornment, and everything that we do is for our higher selves. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to leave it a cheeky like and comment, subscribe. All these things are free and they let me know and the YouTubiverse know that you enjoyed the video, and it'll share it out just that little bit more. Take care everyone, have a wonderful magical week, and I'll see you in my next video. Goodbye.